Hey guys, EctoMaster here. Just want to say this. The following is entirely early, in progress, or late beta footage. Anything and everything beyond this point will contain spoilers for the upcoming expansion pack, World of Warcraft Warlords of Draenor. Thanks for watching and your support. Now let's get to the good stuff. Hey there guys, EctoMaster here with another edition of this week's Wednesday morning beta tester. I know, we've seen this like a gazillion times. I know, I'm sorry guys. Unfortunately, there is only 3 areas open in the beta besides, all of Azeroth. And one of them is, of course, the starting quest in Tanaan Jungle. And then, Frostfire Ridge and Shadowmoon Valley. Now, the whole plan is, as I just realized, I don't have auto loot. God damn it. Betas. Let me set everything, because there's a lot that's wrong. Anyways, while I adjust everything, there's not a whole lot to showcase. I'm working on videos for Frostfire Ridge, as well as Shadowmoon Valley, and while I'm working on that, there's, I don't want to really showcase any of that if it's not ready. So why am I going to showcase something that's not, that I haven't really played through yet? There we go, click to move, that's what I want. Anyways, so we're just showing this. This is actually one of my level 90s that I copied over. You can tell because I have all this Pandaria gear, obviously. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the state of the game thus far, or state of the beta. Again, we only have 3 areas that we can see, which is, the Tanaan Jungle, and then we have the Frostfire Ridge and Shadowmoon Valley. That being said, there's not much else to the game. I saw on MMO Champion a video of the quest line that you would be doing in Blasted Lands, that's what it's called. But I went to Blasted Lands. I literally searched for this for probably a good 30-40 minutes before recording this to see if it actually existed in the game yet. And apparently it doesn't exist in the game yet, so I can't showcase it. I was going to bring it to you guys if it actually was in the game, but it's not. So you can go to MMO Champion and watch the video on that, where Thrall is stuck saying the same thing over and over again. Loktar Ogar, friend, what is it you need? Anyways, there's not much as you can to really talk about. As you can see, the texture for the starting thing, this little whatever you want to call it, a platform or whatever, that was put on, and the Dark Portal look was removed, as well as a broken texture inside the chamber here. Nothing, I'm like, oh my god, what the hell are they doing? It's all wrong. No, it's not really that, but beta is beta, remember that, guys. The bug from last week, the bug quest that everybody absolutely hated, the Velen the Prophet, he, looks like either A, that quest is no longer bugged, or B, nobody's doing it anymore, so it's not bugging out. Again, if there's more to it, I haven't really had a chance to go look. I haven't had much chance to play, unfortunately, but I will be taking a look into it. I do have videos of the Frostfire Ridge. I'm sorry, no, not Frostfire Ridge. Shadowmoon Valley coming out. I think I put one out last night. Otherwise, I'm speaking in past tense, although I probably haven't done it yet, only because I'm working on this one. That being said, they've updated none of the character models that have not been updated yet. According to some of the Blizz tweets out there, blue tweets, the human male, Tauren female, and undead female are on the way. That they're pretty much finished. They just have to do some finishing touches, and then they'll release them onto the beta. They also said that the female models, expect changes, as some others are wanting different things, such as the education system, and such as No, they're wanting to tweak the female model a little bit, and all of them could be very well tweaked. And nothing is set in stone yet. Just because you see a preview and you see stuff in game doesn't mean it's actually over. Remember that, because beta is beta, and that's a phrase that is going to be repeated by myself numerous times, because it's true. Beta is beta. Things can change on a dime. Here's a great example. If you watch some of the first Horde Quest videos, these guys that are out here that I'm running through now are inside the building. They moved them outside. Why? Nobody knows. Just nobody knows. So things can change, and can change on a dime easily just by their decision. One of the best quests I still think to this day is in the Tanan village or jungle or whatever you want to call it, and you get the powder keg. Yeah, that is freaking awesome, because basically the way it works, and it's not in this video, so I can't showcase it to you guys. I am thinking of putting a video together of my favorite quest thus far in the game, and that one definitely has to take the top spot, if not close to the top spot. But you have to go into a building, get a powder keg, and you've seen the video, and you can. Basically, the first time I did it, I just ran to the thing I needed to run to. Then everybody realized that it continuously drops down a black line of gunpowder that you can just trace along the ground, and you can do whatever you would like with it. You can draw penises, yes, and that's pretty much what everybody but me does. I drew circles because I wanted to see whether or not it would just repeat around the circle, and lo and behold, it did. But everybody now just kind of grabs the powder keg and then heads out, and they start doing all the other quests, leaving this long black line that's just all over the place. And then once you get to the plunger, it will retrace all of its steps back to the original location and then explode and send a guy ragdolling across the zone. It is hilarious. It is fun to watch, fun to do, fun to see, because I like zooming all the way out and watching the whole entire thing. So it's just fun to watch. It's definitely one of my favorite quests. As far as bugs go, the biggest bug besides the Death Knight Death Grip and applies, I don't know why it does this. I will Death Grip something that excuse me. I will Death Grip something that has no word I'm looking for. It has absolutely no diseases on it. That's the word I was looking for. Diseases. There's nothing. No diseases, no anything. And I Death Grip it, and as it gets to me, Icy Touch is applied. I have Frost Fever and Chains of Ice, so I can't move. So Chains of Ice and Frost Fever is applied. So I don't know if it's because I have Chains of Ice right above Death Grip. I may move it to see what happens after I move it, see if it changes. If not, then it may just be a bug that is in game, and there's not much you can do about it at this time, at least. The only other bug that I've noticed actually deals with the garrisons, and we will actually we'll get to that in one of the videos. You get to see. I'm going to do videos basically on the garrisons, because they are in the zones that in Frostfire and Shadow Moon Valley. So we're going to see the garrison building and how that works in those videos. Excuse me. First I have a coughing fit, and now I'm hiccuping. My body does not know what it wants to do. Otherwise, I haven't seen too much negativity. Not as much negativity in the voicing of every the community. And that just to me, that's good. One bug I have noticed, actually, now that reminds me as we're coming up to the cutscene here, is that there is there's sometimes the cutscenes don't trigger they trigger, but they don't. They'll still say what they say, but they won't actually go to the cutscenes. The biggest is the arena that is about to happen. Once that kind of happens, then yeah, it has an issue with doing the cutscene. And it's the one where you have to kill 100 guys. And I've come to realize that if you're doing that by yourself, it's kind of tough. You have to kill 100, but it's not just you. It's Khadgar and Thrall and everybody else. But you have a very strong possibility of aggroing one guy on you, and you don't really get a chance to stop because you have to kill 100 guys. And I understand that, and you get to be saved by Khadgar at least once. But if you're by yourself, it could happen multiple times, and then you could die, and then you gotta, I don't know, get back to your corpse. I did have a one bug that I reported on this was I was disconnected during that, and when I came back, it said 99 of 100, and that's how many you kill. You kill 99, and then Khadgar's like, F it, we're done, and he'll freeze everybody in place. If we see that, we'll see that. If not, spoiler. Look, if you're watching this, you're getting spoilers no matter what. Okay. Once you do that, it's Kargath. He's like, hey, I only counted 99. He's like, well, then we owe you one. And then it goes to 100 and it's done. But I had no NPCs. I had no people. There's nothing. And luckily I was on a rogue, and I was able to stealth my way back to where I'm at now after abandoning the quest and then picking it back up. So then I had to go through that whole thing all over again. It was kind of a pain in the ass, to be quite honest. And I'm glad that the stability issues seem to be a lot better, so I don't seem to be disconnecting as often. But and I'm playing 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, so I mean that's definitely a plus. But everybody else could also be elsewhere, trying to see other things. And this is the arena part that I'm talking about, where we're about to head into. And if, again, we continue, if I have more to say and we watch, you'll see that I actually, quote-unquote, die and am saved by Khadgar. It's kind of like the quest in Cataclysm, the boss at End of Time, and you have to face him and Drozumu, or whatever his name was, and Nor's Dumo. Like, you can reverse time for everybody in the party, but not the boss. The effect is kind of like that. You get restored. You go backwards a little bit and get restored to your health. I didn't go very far, so it didn't take me long to get back to the start of it. That being said, the biggest bug is in the garrisons, and that's not being able to complete the quest. And that's just straight out. You're unable to finish the quest. You're unable to do anything because the quest will not complete. And so it keeps on saying that you have a guy that's out. You hit complete, and it says it's all victory full, and it's done. Victory full is a word. Look it up. I'm not going to say where to look it up, but look it up. He did well, it's all good, but you can't claim anything that's in it. And it's very, very, very odd. It kind of sucks, because you can't complete it. Other than that, it's looking pretty good. I'm expecting quite a bit to change. Yep, see, there I go there. I died, but I'm now back to 100% health, and I can start killing guys again. But it's only every 3 minutes. And here's one of the... We saw the beginning of this, and there was no cutscene. And this is supposed to be another cutscene. And boom, there's no cutscene. It still plays out, but there's just nobody there. Other than that, there's not much to talk about right now. The character models haven't been updated, but they did add piercings to the human females. That's about it. None of the others have been updated. Not yet, at least. As I said, typically they do a patch on Thursdays, so we'll see if there's a new patch on Thursday, or if the patch that they applied earlier this week. There was a patch in between patches. Well, so we'll see. That's about all I have, really, guys. I mean, there's not much to report at this time, because there's not much that I can get to. So, if there's nothing really to show next week, as in like zones or whatever, or something that isn't new in and of itself, I may just play like a low-level character and show off like some new models or whatever while I talk about the state of the game, of the state of the beta. But until then, I will see you guys next week with another edition of Wednesday Morning Beta Player Tester Person Guy. That would be me. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.
I can't do that.